What's up, YouTube? It's Heretic here. I'm back with, I got two deck profiles, so it'll be two separate videos, of course. Looking at the two Mega Evolutions from BREAKpoint, because we haven't gotten around to these yet, so been overshadowed by a few other cards and decks. So we're going to look at Mega Gyarados today, because the only thing cooler than Gyarados is Mega Gyarados. Not really, but to each their own. So, an interesting little thing, they decided to make the Mega Gyarados line shiny, I guess based off the Heart Gold Soul Silver event, but we're going to run a 3-3 line of Mega Gyarados. So, yeah, 3 copies of each. So Mega Gyarados is a pretty beefy 240 HP Pokemon with an attack for 4 colorless called Blast Geyser, which deals 120 damage with the option to mill out the top 2 cards of your deck, and then if you do, you add 20 more damage for every water energy attached to it, essentially making it like a giant Keldeo. Gyarados also has this nifty attack for 1 colorless that lets you flip a coin until you get tails, and for every heads you can pull a water energy from the deck and attach it to him. That's not really our method of acceleration most of the time, but I guess you could use it in a pinch if you really needed to. Can also deal 130 for 2 water and 2 colorless, and then 10 to all of your own bench. Probably not going to do that much, if ever. But, go ahead and get that line set up there. Like that. So, 3-3 Gyarados line. Next, we got 3 Palkias. The new Palkia-EX. For 2 water, does 40 damage and pulls 2 water energies from your deck and attach them to one of your Pokemon, one of your bench Pokemon. And then for 4 waters, which is a pretty steep cost, but actually manageable in this deck, he does 120 and then a 30 damage snipe. So, not too bad. I don't know. 4 energy versus 3 on the new Ho-Oh. I think I'd rather have the Ho-Oh despite the ridiculous weird energy requirement, but this first attack is definitely worth using. So Aqua Turbo away, and this is going to be the way we're mainly going to charge up our Gyarados and any of our attackers, is by using Palkia's first attack. So got 3 of him. Next we got 2 copies of Manaphy-EX. He's basically like the old Darkrai EX ability wise. He grants everything with a water energy attached to it free retreat. It's pretty good. He also does 60 damage for 2 water. Not too bad. Can heal a little damage off when it does that. Next we got 1 Articuno. It's for like Night March, since it's standard format, and Gyarados is weak to lightning, which is really bad. So definitely useful against Night March. Articuno being able to take 2 prizes off of a 1 prize Pokemon, or if you do KO an EX with it, then 3. Just draws an additional prize with its ancient trait, and it has the Tri-Edge attack to be able to take advantage of it. And we also run 1 Regice for other EX decks, things that aren't Night March or Vespiquen, I guess. Again, it's just kind of a card to have there. You could easily play like 2 Articunos if you were in a field full of Night March, which in Standard is perfectly expectable, I feel like. Perfectly reasonable to think that you would hit a field full of Night March in Standard, because it's just kind of the play. 1 Hoopa EX. We run a lot of different EXs to search out with Hoopa. We got Palkia, we got Manaphy, we got Gyarados, Mega Gyarados, and we also got 2 copies of Shaman EX. So set up and draw cards, so lots of targets for Hoopa. So definitely take advantage of Hoopa. Get to our supporters. Pretty simple supporter lineup. We got 4 Sycamores for draw power, 2 copies of Lysander, and 1 Giovanni Scheme just for utility. 4-2 on Sycamore Lysander is pretty standard. No pun intended. Giovanni Scheme, again, just a utility card. In a pinch, you can use it to draw your hand up to 5. More often than not, you're going to want to deal the extra 20 damage. As if Gyarados doing 200 wasn't enough already. Can help get some OHKOs on Megas if you don't have enough energy. And also just in general, because, you know, just lining up numbers, getting Regice to deal 90 instead of 70, or getting Articuno to deal 20 more damage to perhaps get that extra prize on your knockouts. So, kind of a utility card there. Definitely something that's become a lot better than I think a lot of us thought it would be. We have 2 Rough Seas next. Stadium card of choice. Mega Gyarados has 240 HP. Regular Gyarados-EX and Palkia both have 180. So there's a lot of health there. Take advantage of it. Then we got 4 VS Seekers. Get our supporters back. Rest of our item engine. 4 Max Elixirs. This is really good with Palkia, being able to accelerate energy directly from the deck onto Palkia, get a turn 1 Aqua Turbo. Very, very good. You could try to get cute with Virizion Genesect like this and expand it in pretty much the same manner using Max Elixir on Virizion. Not sure how I feel about that, but I know it's out there. I know Squeaky did a video on it, if I recall correctly, last week. So, definitely good with Palkia, though, especially considering how many basic energy we run. We got 4 Trainer Mail. It's pretty much mandatory and standard anymore. We got 4 Ultra Ball. I run just regular 4 Ultra Ball by themselves because of Hoopa. You want to max out the opportunity that you can Scoundrel Ring on turn 1. Otherwise, you could probably cut one for a Dive Ball, since we do run quite a few water types. 13 to be exact. So you'd have plenty of targets there. 2 Switch, in case we get like hexed or something, or we get something that doesn't have an energy, it gets Lysandered up. Can't waste our attachment there, otherwise Manaphy is just going to let us retreat for free. We got 1 Battle Compressor, supporters and stuff like that mainly, and 1 Super Rod. So another nifty thing you can actually do with Battle Compressor and Super Rod is by sending energies back into the deck, of course, for Palkia and Max Elixir, but also compressing out 3 non-energies, making Max Elixir's odds technically better when you go to reveal the top 6 cards of your deck to see if you hit a basic energy. Interesting little math combo there. Then we got 3 Gyarados Spirit Links, and then 4, 7, 10, 12 water energies there. And that rounds out the deck. I feel that's enough energies. 1 out of 5 cards. Max Elixir reveals the top 6. Odds there are pretty good as far as getting the acceleration going. Of course, once you get Palkia charging stuff up, you really don't need the Max Elixirs. You could probably compressor 1 or 2 of them out at that point. Just kind of roll onward with Gyarados. Or you could leave them and, you know, if you're up against a Mega deck and maybe you'd be able to deal 240 damage or something like that, you know, be sure you get the OHKO. So definitely a lot of options here, but mainly we're just using Mega Gyarados as a wrecking ball. Got the 1 Articuno, the 1 Regice. The new Suicune is another option as a card that you could include in here as an attacker, for non-EX attacker. You also have the option to snipe with Palkia's second attack if you really want. So again, lots of choices. But that's Mega Gyarados, Palkia. And I'm Heretic, and I'll see you guys soon. Cheers.